Yo, wake up to Rodney. So, quick one because it's absolutely tearing it down. And I've just learned something about a Range Rover. And probably loads of cars do this. But I've just learned it. I've never seen it before. The intensity of the rain and the windscreen wipers just do it automatically. So you normally shift your lever up or down depending on the intensity of rain. It just does it automatically. I'm just like, what? What? Anyway, so today I want to talk about people. So the name of my podcast is The People's Podcast, and I want to talk to you about people and their decision making, because I've found, because obviously I work in the consultancy industry where I give advice, and I used to be where obviously I would act on that advice, so as a coach, yeah, but I don't do direct coaching anymore, because well, exactly for this reason. People are frustrating. People are a huge source of frustration, and let me explain to you. I've seen with my own eyes, yeah, some of the most talented tennis players, footballers, business people. I've just seen artists, what they're called, MCs. I've come across some of the most talented people going in whatever industry it is, and nothing has come of their talent. Nothing. Now, joking aside, and I've got to watch the road because it's absolutely tearing it down. Joking aside, I understand why a lot of talented people don't achieve or don't reach their potential. That's the right term. Don't reach their potential. And that is based on one thing, and that is fear. So their decision making is based on fear, the fear of failing. Now, me personally, I don't mind failing, because I don't mind people not liking me. I don't mind people, I don't know, whatever they want to say about me. I can't control it. It's one of you control the controllables. So I control how I feel. I can't control how you make me or you try to make me feel. So you might say negative things. It's irrelevant to me. It might be relevant to you, but it's irrelevant to me. So someone might, so I don't fear things in the same way, because I don't believe in determinism. And most people rely on determinism. And because most people, unfortunately, give birth to some of the most talented people you will see, they can only adhere to determinism. So as a result, their child, or themselves, depending on what it is, doesn't reach their potential, even though they have got the talent. And I can give a great example in terms of football. I scouted this kid called Josh, and there's a rule in the Premier League that you have to live a certain distance to the club. And Spurs, he was really good, this kid. Spurs rolled out the red carpet, said we'll pay for the family to live in near the training ground, so that they meet all of the Premier League rules for bringing up a junior. Now, the parents, oh, but he's settled at school. Oh, he's got friends at school. Oh, we'll just try and make it at West Brom. West Brom, yeah. So anyway, he don't even play well, he plays football, but he's that was 10 years ago. So how old is he now? 22, and he didn't make it. or he's not playing at any kind of professional level. But this kid had trials at Barcelona. He had trials at Tottenham. But the parents wouldn't come out of the comfort zone. And the fear was that, because obviously I spoke to them, and the fear was they didn't want to upset him, because if he went to Barcelona and went to Tottenham and didn't make it, he might not, and this was at the time, he might fall out of love with football and not like football. But those were opportunities. So as a result, he didn't take those opportunities. Oh, I forgot about the Barcelona trial. He didn't take those opportunities, and as a result, he didn't make it as a footballer anyway. So when you've got a free opportunity, take it. But it's like I say, when you adhere to determinism doesn't work for special talents. It doesn't work. So that's why normal people, say for example, you wanted to be a tennis pro. That's the goal, to be a tennis pro. So you can't do normal school and become a tennis pro. It doesn't work. But everybody I've come across always try. They we're going to be different and try the same thing. It doesn't work, because the time you need to invest in tennis, you need to either be homeschooled or do the international GCSE, which is 5 GCSEs, which is basically all online, and it costs £1,000 or £1,000 a GCSE, so it costs £5,000 over the term, and it's all online, and you're pretty much guaranteed 5 A stars, because it's all multiple choice, it's all bloody whatever it is. So anyway, you know, I'm watching somebody at the French Open Juniors where there was a girl who was better than the girls at the French Open Juniors who's not there. Someone who I advised. Why? Because it's too scary. Fear. People are frustrating because, yes, they like to hear how talented their children are, or they like to hear how talented they are, but they don't like to be given ultimatums. They don't like to be given, if you go left, this will happen. If you go right, this will happen. They don't like decisions. So they shy away from the decision, which is why people stay in, for example, bad relationships for so long. That's why people stay overweight for so long. That's why people stay unhappy for so long. Not that happiness is a decision that you can just make. Although I have, and I don't want to get into a happiness debate, but I'll touch on it. Yeah, happiness is something that is hard work. Happiness is hard work. Happiness isn't a result of determinism. So, which is why so many marriages fail, because they think, if I'm married, if I have a house, if we have 2 cars, if we have 2 children, we're going to be happy. And then they have a house, they have 2 cars, they have 2 holidays a year, they have 2 children, and they realise, I'm not happy all the time. And then they don't have the perspective to understand that happiness is something that you have to work at. You have to put the effort in. You have to make sacrifices all the time to be happy. There's not a permanent state of happiness. So whenever I hear that, I'm like, you have no perspective. And I then automatically have no sympathy for that person and the plight and the ridiculous decisions that they make. Because they're allowing trauma, or whatever that is, to control their life. But whenever any consultancy call that I have, or meeting, the first 10 minutes is the person trying to shock me with just ridiculous rubbishness. oh, but guess what? This person did this and this person did that. And then, you know what happened? And they took money from the company accounts and they did this and they did that. And I was like, so I'm always like, and I think one of my calls, you can hear it. And I said, but what's the goal? What are you trying to achieve? Let's get to that. Because if you're paying for an hour, yeah, let's get to what you want to achieve in this hour. What do you want to achieve? So clearly, you've had a partner in business that's taken advantage of the fact that you're clumsy. You don't know the books. You trust this person, and that person wasn't trustworthy. And you want to shock me with all the stupidness that this person's done. They've taken money out of the company. They've done all of these things. And they've done it because they knew that they could do it. That's why. If they knew that they couldn't do it, they wouldn't have done it. People bully people who they know they can bully. People take advantage of people who they know they can take advantage of. And it's like I always say, take emotion out of business decisions. There is no emotion. What is the business decision? What are you trying to achieve? What is the goal? Stop trying to shock me, because I can't be shocked. Yes, I might go, oh, that's a bit unfortunate. Oh, that's a bit bad. But like I keep saying, people are frustrating. People are untrustworthy. People make bad decisions. People steal. People take advantage. People do all these things all the time. People lie. People lie in order to put themselves in a situation where they can be felt sorry for. They can gain some kind of emotional response. And in fact, that generally when people lie, that's what they want, an emotional response. Cut through all of that. What is the end goal? What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to gain? What is it that you want? Right, you want profitability in your business. You want to increase your business. You want to gain more customers. You want to invest more in marketing. What is the goal? What are you trying to achieve? You want to move out the industry you're in. You want to move countries. What's the big decision might be that you have to do something that's out of your comfort zone. And what most people do is do everything they can to stay within their comfort zone. Which is why businesses fail, relationships fail, potential doesn't reach its goal. End of the story. People are frustrating. Listen, like and subscribe, guys. For some reason, at 6:30 this morning, I'm trying to upload a to the People's Podcast, and it wouldn't upload, so I don't know what's going on there. But listen, like and subscribe, guys. See you later. Bye.